I'm Jeffrey Tambor. You know, many people tell me that they've learned a lot about the transgender community from watching the diverse stories and cast on our show, Transparent. And today, there's something else I'd like you to watch. And I think you're going to learn even more. You're going to learn why trans can work for you. Please enjoy.
Hi, I'm Bambi Salcedo. I'm the president and CEO of the TransLatin Coalition.
And I'm Drian Juarez, the program manager for the LGBT Centers Transgender Economic Empowerment Project. We're here with good news for restaurant employers and their management teams. The pool of highly motivated and highly productive workers just got a whole lot bigger. That's because of increased awareness of our emerging transgender community.
Trans people are our family, our friends, our co-workers, and people we encounter every day. They are decorated military, brave first responders, devout religious leaders, and dedicated elected officials. They're stepping forward in greater numbers than ever before, and they're ready to do a great job for us.
For the next few minutes, we're going to show you how easy that can be.
People who identify as transgender are protected from discrimination and harassment through California's Fair Employment and Housing Act. Among other protected statuses are sexual orientation, gender identity, gender, sex, and gender expression. Gender expression is defined by the law to mean a person's behaviors or appearance, whether or not stereotypically associated with that person's assigned sex at birth.
Words matter. Whether it be socially or in the workplace, we all want to receive respect. In this new era of transgender awareness, we want to get it right. Transgender men and women are called simply that, men and women, not transgendered. A transgender person is not a transvestite, a tranny, or even a transgendered. Always a man, woman, or person. And always use the pronouns of a trans person's choice. He, him, and his, or she, her, and hers. Also, a very acceptable term in recent years is they, as in, they do their job well, and that makes them and their coworkers proud.
Social transitioning is a process where a person changes how they behave and how other people treat them to align with their internal sense of self. For example, changing their names or pronouns, or the bathroom that the person uses. Physical transitioning is the process in which an individual pursues medical treatments, such as hormone replacement therapies and surgical procedures, in order to align their physical body with their internal sense of self.
47% of transgender workers have experienced an adverse job outcome, such as being fired, not hired, or denied a promotion. 26% of transgender workers have lost jobs due to their gender identity. Trans women of color are 7 times more likely to be living at very low incomes under $10,000 per year, considerably more likely to experience violence in their lifetime. 41% have attempted suicide. We've listened to management teams all over California. Here are some questions we know are on your mind.
So, let's say I'm interviewing these two nice people for a job at my store. Naturally, I'm going to ask questions like work history and job references just like anybody else. But the trans experience is new to me, and I want to get it right.
That's good.
Excellent.
So, let's just say I hired 2 new trans employees. How do I know what name to use?
Well, a lot of companies have on their job application a line that says preferred name.
Because sometimes a transgender employee hasn't yet changed their name legally, and their preferred name may not be listed on their driver's license or ID.
Oh, is it okay to politely ask, a new trans coworker what their preferred pronoun is.
Sure, the personal touch. Very cool. Good job.
And one really important thing, never out a transgender person to a customer.
That is not okay. It is always their choice.
Respect.
Respect. So what does the law say I shouldn't do?
Well, it's not good to ask questions about my gender identity or sexual orientation. That's a no-no.
Right, and you shouldn't try and figure it out by asking my marital status, my spouse's name, or who's related to who and how in my house.
I can understand that. But now what if somebody wants to know, how far along you are?
I mean, questions about my body or if I had surgery. No, that is just uncool and it's plain personal.
Right, and you can't ask anybody about everybody's medical history because it's protected by the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act.
Also known as HIPAA, H-I-P-A-A. Just thought I'd throw that in.
Okay, so I'm the store manager and I've just hired 2 new employees that are trans women. Let's say you 2.
I like that idea.
Yeah, get the job.
Now, do I need to know anything special about how you're going to look when you come to work?
Sure, well, a trans woman is a woman, a trans man is a man. That's gender identity. So I will come to work dressed appropriately to mine.
Now, what about the company dress code? Because we have these really cool uniforms.
Well, no worries. All you have to do is enforce it in a non-discriminatory manner. A transgender woman must be allowed to dress in the same manner as a non-transgender woman.
This way everyone's comfortable.
I'm more comfortable already.
Well, you do look comfortable.
All right, this is going well. I feel good. I really do feel like we're helping managers and assistant managers understand that all of this is just common sense.
So, what about bathrooms?
And locker rooms and showers.
All employees have the right to a safe locker room or restroom facility, and this includes the right to use a locker room or a restroom that corresponds to their gender identity.
Right, regardless of the employee's assigned sex at birth.
Yep.
All right, I think we got this down. I believe our team members can make the lot work for our teammates.
Which makes everyone's job easier.
There are so many good ideas out there that make things easier for transgender employees at our stores before you hire them.
And I'd say the easiest is to train your crews on the laws and the policies. This way it makes for a more pleasant working environment.
And talk to your crews about confidentiality, access to facilities, pronouns.
Dress standards, medical leave policies, that would be time off for gender reconciliation surgery, harassment.
And there's something else that's really important, and that's to encourage your team to back up your transgender employees when they interact with customers that may have concerns or aren't educated about them.
Right, like you would for a coworker of a different ethnicity or race or protected group.
And there are times where the customer is not always right. If a customer verbally abuses or slurs to one of your team, your employees should know how to work on diffusing that situation.
And this empowers every employee. But also they know that if things do get out of hand, they can always call you, the manager.
Yes, and this is nothing new to management teams. Our workplace is already diverse, and it'll become more so as we start to welcome transgender employees.
Because we know how to do this.
Oh yes, we do.
And the results make good business even better. Now, some final thoughts from a restaurant owner.
I'm Michaela Mendelson, and I've been hiring transgender employees in my restaurants for nearly 5 years, and it has been a recipe for success. Our transgender employees are consistently among those most complimented by our customers. As we know, staffing and retention in our restaurants is always a challenge. So how can we eliminate this pool of highly qualified employees from our hiring process? Studies show that transgender individuals, when they can be out as their true selves, working with customers, they shine. And when our employees thrive, they make happier, more productive workers. And customers notice and the compliments come in. So now, as employers, we have the opportunity to do the right thing, but it's also just good for business. The average restaurant spends $60,000 a year on turnover. In our 4-year test period, turnover was reduced, and over 30% of these employees made the path to management, a very high number in our industry. Thank you very much.